In this video, we will show you how to modify your personal settings, such as your password and preferences in Sage Intacct, should you want to customize your preferences to better suit your work style. There are two ways to access the preference page, depending on whether you have admin rights or not. For admin users, you can go to Applications, Company, Admin, click on the users, and choose the user you want to modify. Choose the preference option and make changes on your own preference or those of other users. If you don't have admin rights, you can still have access to your preference page by clicking on your username at the top and select My Preferences. You have the General Information section, which most of the information is auto-populated from your user contact record. You'll have your first name, the last name, and the email address to be used for identifying you in Intacct. Then you'll have your address. You can change your address. And for your security preferences, you can select the password security question by clicking on the drop down and selecting the security question of choice and enter the answer. Then we have the timeout section where you define the inactivity duration logout. You'll key in the hours and the minutes and the session duration logout. You can enable the desktop notification for Sage Intacct timeouts. This is when you're managing permissions, which can vary from browser to browser. Whether you're using Chrome or Edge or any browser, then you can set it up by going to the browser settings. Should you want to change your current password, you can click on Change Password, enter your current password, and set up the new password and confirm that password. So as with the Change Email Address, click on Change Email Address, add in the current email address, the new email address, and confirm the new email address that you've just entered and save. Then we have the email notification section where you can add your email signature that will have your contact details and other information added to your emails that Intacct generates for you. You can receive emails when report has been processed outside of Intacct and is ready for your attention. You can select the stored reports are generated and available, and you can select the receive checklist notification should you have any assignment or notification for you, and select the recurring transaction fail should something go wrong with a regularly scheduled transaction. And for the requests for approval, you can select if you want to receive email notifications for purchasing transaction, specify the minimum amount of purchase request notification, whether you want an email notification for supplier approval, AP supplier invoice, and specify the minimum amount of AP supplier invoice request notification. You can also select if you want to receive email notification for journals and payment requests. You can choose if you want email for every individual transaction or the transactions should be consolidated, and the minimum amount of payment request notification. Under the approval confirmation, select if you want to receive an email should a supplier or a payment be approved, and select if you want an individual or consolidated email sent. On the on-screen message section, you can select one on unsaved messages. This is when you make changes without saving them. One on delete, when you try to delete, you will get a pop-up message when you delete a record. On the display page, on the personalized appearance, you can select My Start Page, which is your landing page when you log into Sage Intacct. What you want to see. I have the dashboard, but you have other sections that you can choose. Because I've selected the dashboard, you can choose to manage my dashboard and enter the color. Use the default color or use your own color. I have orange when I'm on the top level. On the menu order, you can use the default order or use my own order. So you can hover applications around according to how you want them. Moving over to personalize page default, you can select the number of records per page on a list screen and the number of items per page on the list pop-ups. On the drop-down, select the number of items per drop-down, and on your transaction, select the number of rows displayed per transaction rows. I'm going to jump to the general preferences, where you can select your preferred language, the time zone, the times format, the date format, and the thousand separator and the decimal separator. On the report filter, you can display all values or hide inactive values. I'm going to jump over to collaborate profile. You can add in your profile picture and select when an email should be sent. When they post on your profile page, comment on any of the posts or post a comment on the record, and the @ symbol mention you in the post or comment. Once you're done adding all your preferred information, save your changes. That's how you would modify your preferences.